Hi class, how are you? Today we're going to be talking about types of climate. The types of climate, here we go. So we have different kinds of types of climate around the world. We have already learned about the most important shapers of climate, which are temperature, precipitation, and wind. These factors will form global patterns. For example, we already know that temperatures are warmest in and around the tropics, and they are cooler when we are closer to the poles. Precipitation is greatest near the equator. We talked about this on the last class, because remember that near the equator is where we have the tropical areas, and it's very warm, so that's where there's more precipitation. These patterns of temperatures and precipitation create world climate regions. And climate regions are going to be determined by a specific type of climate, okay? Let's look at them. The types of climate. The first one is the tropical wet. These climates combine hot temperatures and heavy rainfall all year round. They are found near the equator. So tropical wet. Look at the areas of the world where we find this type of climate. So it's near the equator, okay? We have the northern part here of South America. We have Central Africa, and then we have Indonesia and all the Micronesian islands right here. Then we have the tropical wet and dry. These climates have a wet season in summer and a dry season in winter. Look at the map at these areas of tropical, wet, and dry. They're shaded in blue. So they are above the equator and south of the equator, just right in the tropical zones. That's where we get tropical and humid. Now we have the humid subtropical. These climates have year-round precipitation with mild winters and very hot summers. So look at the shaded areas in the map where we find the humid subtropical climate. We have here the northeastern part of the United States, the eastern part of South America, right down here below the Sahara Desert, and in the southern portion of Africa. We have them here in India, in this part of Eastern Europe, and on the eastern part of Asia and the eastern part of Australia. That's where we have humid subtropical climate. The Mediterranean climate. These climates have hot, dry weather in the summer and a rainy season in the winter. So they are exactly where the Mediterranean Ocean is, which is latitude 40 north. So this is where we have the climate that is hot and dry in the summer and rainy in the winter. It's shaded in purple. You can see it over here. You can see here one portion of California, which is on the same line of the Mediterranean Sea, but also in the southern hemisphere, we have the same kind of climate as the Mediterranean in this little part of Chile, right over here in South America. The maritime climate. Maritime climates are wet year-round with very mild winters and cool summers. They exist where moist winds blow onshore. That means that the wind is blowing from the sea to the shore. So the oceanic maritime climate, we have it shaded in green. The picture, it's a little difficult to see, but you can see the shaded areas in green where we have maritime climate, and it's usually close to the coastline. okay? Then we have the continental warm summer climates. These climates have year-round precipitation, warm summers, and cold, snowy winters. They are shaded in purple. You can see that they are here in the temperate zones, the northeast and central and northeastern part of the United States. We have Central Europe and Eastern Europe, and we have the northeastern part of Asia, continental warm summer climates. Okay, then we have the semi-arid climate. Semi-arid or dry climate and arid or very dry climates occur where there is steadily sinking air. Remember that the cool air is sinking, and that creates the areas where we have almost like desert-like. Semi-arid is where there's almost no humidity, it's dry climate, and arid, it's where there's definitely no humidity at all. There barely is any rain, okay? So you can see the shaded areas in the map in orange and in yellow. And then we have the subarctic climate. Subarctic climates have limited precipitations. They have cool summers and they have very cold winters. Look how they are here. It's shaded in purple. So they are very near the Arctic areas. It's all the northern part of Canada, the Scandinavian countries, and all the northern part of Russia. And then we have the tundra. The tundra, it's when the climates have cool summers and bitterly cold winters. So in the tundra, it's just cold all the time. They're close to the poles, the ice caps or the permanent sheets of ice covering land and sea, and they have bitter cold and dry climates year round because they are very, very close to the poles and the ice caps. You can see it here shaded in yellow. So in the tundra, it's always freezing. It's always cold. So we have all the northern part of Alaska, the northern part of Canada, all around Greenland, north of the Scandinavian countries, and all the northern edge of Russia. That's the tundra. So for this lesson, what I want you to remember is these key terms, and I want you to take notes in your notebooks about it. Tropical wet, these are the different kinds of climates, so take notes about it. Tropical wet and dry, humid subtropical, maritime, subarctic, semi-arid, and tundra. Okay? So this is our class for today, and I will see you next time. Have a good day, guys.